Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. It's December 12th, 2021. So, I want to do a couple of videos. So, this first video is about the state of the market, So, I can't lie to anyone. Like, it's very tough trading for the past couple of weeks, past 3 weeks, even though the S&P 500 is making new highs. The Dow was close. The NASDAQ is about 6% off the all-time highs. So when people use S&P 500 to trade, I'm not saying you can't do that, but most of the stocks that we like to trade are on the Nasdaq. So when the Nasdaq is getting low, a lot of the stocks that we like to trade are getting lower. All right. If you look at the S&P 500 and the S&P 500 is up, obviously you're going to assume that, hey, the stocks that we trade should go up. But look at the NASDAQ. I mean, I was telling a lot of people that they should have a NASDAQ 1000 that's not cap weighted. Because if you look at the NASDAQ 100, it's cap weighted. The NASDAQ, there's a NASDAQ 200, NASDAQ 300. There's ETFs that do the top 100, the top 200, the top 300, but it's all cap weighted, meaning the companies that are stronger. Like I just read something last week that if you take out Apple, if you take out Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Tesla, Nvidia, if you take those out of the S&P, you take them out of the NASDAQ, we are down heavy. Down heavy. When I say heavy, I mean the NASDAQ is probably down close to 20%, 20 to 25%, instead of being down just 5 or 6%. So what does that tell you? There's a divergence in the market. So this is not the kind of market that you want to expect to make money daily. Can you make money daily? We see it. It's possible, but you have to be very selective. Now, I started trading grenades in July. So before July, I did some speculation, but I would buy it and sell it the same day and probably within the next couple of minutes and only once. And then in July, I started trading more and more grenades. Now, when there was a divergence happening like September, October, I pulled away from a lot of grenades. I still trade grenades, but I'm extremely selective with the grenades. So what I'm noticing now, and a lot of people thought it was great, fantastic, at what happened with GameStop and AMC. Okay, it was obvious what happened was amazing. You had an army of retail that concentrated on these two stocks. But once those companies started to get weaker, a lot of people moved away from those stocks. And it's hard to have people focused on one stock. So when we saw it happen to BlackBerry, BB, when we saw it happen to Bed Bath & Beyond, BBBY, KOSS, KOSS, Clove, CLOV, Klein, CLNE. It was because a lot of retail, as an army, they were focused. Everyone was making money, and they just jettisoned. They all brought it together. It went up. And now that things are coming down, a lot of the retail are scared. They're scared to pick a play like that. And in that kind of market, you do not want to do that. And what Game and AMC did was tell everyone that retail is important. So retail definitely is important. But it also shows you that if people get together on social media, they can have that effect. So what am I noticing with that? So if a stock gets pumped at 4 a.m., when people like people that have interactive brokers, people that have Webull start trading, if you had trade teams trading it hot, like at 4 a.m., 7 a.m. is still hot, it goes to other traders, other retail. Then it goes on Twitter and StockTwits. StockTwits as a highly mentioned ticker. So a lot of these stocks, they don't last too long. They might last till like 9:30 or 9:35 because they are being pumped early. They're being pumped from around 4 a.m., picking up on that volume. They're going up. So a lot of trade teams pick them up. And there are some that go throughout the day, but it's very hard to choose which one. So the main thing you would want to do is see, if you want to do the grenades, pick the ones with the highest volume. Because if you're in a stock with a very, very high volume at 9:30, there's a chance by the end of the day you will be able to get out with a profit. Now, no one controls retail. Okay, so if you have big trading teams like King Street Trading or Atlas, and they're front loading, a lot of these people were getting burned. So what are they doing? Like a lot of those traders were getting burned by not dumping before the pumpers. So what does that do? Now in the future, the people that are also pumping it up and you as retail jumping in are getting out sooner. So it's hard for these stocks to go higher because more and more retail is getting burned, and they're understanding that they need to dump before the pumpers. So the pumpers are going to have a lot harder time making a ton of money on the same stocks. Now, Zach Morris on Twitter has about 600,000 followers. He has like a team of people that he trades with. So I believe they have over 2 million people. But even with the 2 million people, like CNTX, he was pumping this week. It went up to almost 10 or 11, and it came back down to 5. What does that tell you? That tells you that retail that was with this guy, they're losing faith in this guy because he's pumping garbage. I don't care if he sees this video. I tag him, I tag his crew, not because I think that they're great. These guys are fools. These guys are fools. What it is, they have a ton of followers. They can pump rocks because that's what they're doing. They're pumping rocks with no sales and no way of earnings. That's going to come in the third video today. I wasn't sure if I want to do the third video, but I'm going to do the third video. So this first video is the state of this market, what is going on, why you want to be very careful, because like I said, the NASDAQ is only down 6%. Nothing is to stop it from being down 10% or 15%. Then what are you going to do? We got to be super defensive. And if you're on these trade teams and you have people that were pumping stocks, they had confidence in January, February, confidence in speculation. All right, so GameStop was going through the roof. AMC was going through the roof. Everyone thought Kathy Wood was the best thing since sliced bread. And now what? In video 3, I'm going to go over why bogus. Okay, it's all right if she wants to use excuse for 5-year targets, I guess. But are you in a stock to make money now, next week, next month, or 5 years? Now, I don't mind waiting up to 3 months. I don't like it, but I'll wait up to 3 months. If you want to tell me that you have a target for 2 or 3 years from now, come on. That's not me. And I think that's a cop-out for any analyst or any CEO that says, hey, this is my target from 5 years from now. Can it happen? Yes, of course it can happen. But you could have 100 stocks and only 3 or 5 out of the 100 are going to execute and get to where you think it's going to be in 5 years, right? To me, I check quarter by quarter because we don't run the companies, okay? We don't run the companies. There's no way to know what's going to happen in 6 or 9 months. So every 3 months, I take a look at the earnings report because I'm not going to try to make it seem like I know more than the company. Obviously, I don't know more than the company. So every 3 months, try to see what's going on. Did they make more money? Did they lose more money? Did they increase sales? Why? Did they lose sales? Why? These are things that you have to do. So that's the state of this market. You got to be very, very careful. It's a very selective market, and I don't see why it can't get worse. Okay, so I'm waiting for at least 10 trading days where we don't see like at least a 1% drop before I feel it's safe. If we can't get 2 straight weeks, 10 trading sessions is 2 straight weeks where the NASDAQ isn't down at least 1% in a day, then I'll keep trading defensive stocks because I believe it's going to happen. And I will tell you, if interest rates rise, a lot of these growth companies that are borrowing money cannot pay the principal. They're just paying the interest. They cannot pay the principal. What does that mean? They refi. And when they refi, it's going to be higher rates. When they're paying higher rates, their earnings are going to go down. So the only reason we didn't tank yet is because earnings have not gone down yet. They have not gone down yet because interest rates haven't risen. So that's video 1.